This is the Man Mondays. How everybody out there doing? I got my man AK the Damager right here.
What's up, everybody? What's up? How y'all doing?
I got Josh Vegas.
In the building as always.
And Hassan, Grind Entertainment be in a couple minutes. So, we're going to discuss a couple of things today. I'm going to start off kind of on a serious type of tip for everybody. So we're going to keep it serious for a little while. So there's going to be 3 sessions. The first session is going to be strictly therapy. I'm going to say a word and we're going to pretty much define what that word means. And the second session, the second half of the hour, is going to be, sports shit that we do our thing on. Then we're going to close it on just questions. So that's our 3 sessions. It's going to be a half an hour each. It's going to be an hour and a half show. So I'm just letting y'all know. 3 breaks. We have 3 breaks in between. So this first session is just therapy. So I'm going to just tell y'all, today I had a therapy session today. It started off. It was crazy to me because I didn't speak to her in a while. And I sat down. She usually tell me to just say what's on your mind, tell me what's going on. So I'm speaking to her, and I'm speaking to her. And she, after like a half an hour, she was just listening to me. I got really upset. I didn't say I got upset with her, but it's kind of like I didn't understand where she was coming from because she wasn't actually answering. She was just letting me speak. This event. And then after all that, she asked me, "Who are you?" Fuck my head up. I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "What you mean?" She's like, "You don't even know who you are. 30 minutes you telling me all this shit that's going on, and you don't even know who you are." Messed me up. I ain't know what to even say. Because at that point, I really didn't know, what to tell her. I mean, I'm a black man or what? I'm 6 foot, 280 pounds. What? Who are you?
So who are you?
So that's my question. I mean, for me, it's a question that I still don't know the answer to yet. So when she asked me that question, I'm like, I got to get back to you. That's how deep that question is. You can have a surface question of who you are. You could say you're black, you're a man, but
how you define yourself?
Really are you?
How you define yourself?
Honest.
I could tell you who I am, but I also can say you know me from an outsider point of view, who I am.
Yeah,
also.
That's what she didn't want. She didn't want that.
Right.
She's saying that you let people define who you are. That should never happen. So if somebody comes and says you're a faggot, or you're soft, or you're a girl, or you whatever, if that's not who you are, it should not affect you at all. But if that got something to do with something that's going on in your life, it's going to trigger something in you. So you got to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You don't let nobody define who you are. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I guess I got to really think about who I am. You can't just come to the answer like that. You may think, Josh, who are you? You Josh, you.
I define myself.
Yes. It's
who I think I am.
Because you can't let people, if people judge you or people tell you who you are, it's gonna bother you because then you already know who you are. You take it for what people tell you.
Absolutely.
That should never happen, she told me. She's like, you know what she said? You know what you ain't doing? Give me 15 things in there. I'm looking, she's like, all right, first thing you got to do is take accountability. All right, all these things are going to define who you are. This is what she told me. She says, accountability. You got to listen, not hear people. It says listen, not hear. You can hear people, but you don't listen. She says, pay attention to your surroundings. She says, mean what you say. Say what you mean. She says, due process. Everything comes in time. Due process. You'll understand after a while. Change is good. Right? She says, willing to change is totally different than change. You gotta be willing to do it. And she says, understand it. You gotta understand yourself. Understand people around you. If I don't understand you, then I'm coming at you in a way that I don't even know you. So you gotta understand a person.
Because you don't understand.
Be true to yourself. You gotta be true to yourself.
You gotta sacrifice. Life without sacrifice means nothing. You're gonna sacrifice something in life. It don't gotta be selling your soul, but sacrifice maybe eating snacks or eating chocolate for 3 months. You'll lose weight. Sacrifice not soulless. You have something you can give up. Then she says, think things through. Before you say them, before you even go through things, think these things through. Then she's like, telling people what they want to hear is different than telling people what they need to hear. So she's like, you have to understand that. So I'm still here to listen. All this stuff was like just thrown at me. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, this is so deep. I couldn't even. I had nothing to say after she told me all this stuff.
Mind blowing experience.
Yeah. So she's like, what is happiness to you? What is family? What is self pity? What is peace? And I'm like, okay. Then she's like, who are you? Or if you answer these questions, you'll find yourself. That's what she told me. That's my homework for the next time I see it. I don't even know where to start. These questions are so deep. The average person don't even know what, like, to go through what little things like that. It'll mess your head up. You know what I'm saying? If you really think about it, you don't even know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You really don't. I'll let you answer all these other questions.
Hassan is here.
So it messed me up, man. But like I said, I was gonna ask all y'all that question. Who are you, AK? Yo, are you the nigga that man? He a bum. He 6'2", can't play no fucking ball. You garbage. You know what I'm saying? You should be in court.
Tall as hell. Don't play a liquor ball.
You know what I'm saying? Looking through who you crip. You know what I'm saying? People. These are things that people will define you as. Don't even know who you are. But then if you don't know who you are, the fuck you like, you probably like, you fuck you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you don't know me, nigga. But then you be like, yo, damn, I don't know myself. It could be.
That's true. You do think about it like
could
you
be me.
damn, I don't know else.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't think we actually know ourselves, man.
Yeah, we know ourselves and we don't know ourselves. Okay, let me use the bathroom.
And we got Grand King in the house. You know what I'm saying? AK gonna take a little bathroom break.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Quick style. Should have went before we started.
So I'm gonna pretty much sum it up. You just got, it was good, baby.
He said it was good, baby.
You talking about, I said our sessions are gonna be 30 minutes on just therapy. I had therapy today, a therapy session on things she told me. And then we're gonna go into half an hour. You know, it's man shit, sports. Okay. And the last half an hour, we're gonna take questions. That's what we're gonna do. But I was telling everybody that you just got in here that I went to therapy today, and this lady sat down, and I spoke to her like half an hour. Just didn't. She didn't say a word to me. But then after I said all that, she was like, "Who are you?" Messed me up. You know what I'm saying? Totally. And she's like, "Tell me who you are." I couldn't answer the question. I couldn't answer it. She don't want the typical answer, because the typical answer, everybody know you're black. Everybody know you're 6'3". Everybody know you're overweight. Everybody know these things. Who are you? So that messed me up. I couldn't answer that question. So she gave me all these different things to take with me home to study. And if I answer these questions, and it'll define who I am. So I'm challenging everybody. Answer these questions. There's not a lot of questions, but these questions will definitely define who you are as a person, as yourself. You won't let people judge you. So when somebody say, yeah, you 400 pounds, you terrible looking, if you know this ain't what you are, it won't affect you. So like I said, I was going over the questions since you came. I was telling people that she told me that I need to take accountability. You know what I'm saying? These are things I need to understand before I know myself. You need to listen, not hear people. She says you need to pay attention to your surroundings. You know, mean what you say what you mean, right? Everything is due process. Change is good when you're willing to change. You know what I'm saying? Understanding yourself, understanding other people before you judge them or go into things about them. You know, be true to yourself. Sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice something in order to make it where you want to make it. Think things through. Before you say it, before you judge somebody, think them through. Tell people what they telling people what they want to hear is different than telling people what they need to hear. You know what I'm saying? And then she was like, what is happiness, family, self-pity, and peace? So if you answer these questions, this is define who you are. That's what she told me. So, and it's crazy because I couldn't answer the questions then. I can answer one or two, but it's too deep. I mean, that's probably the deepest thing I think I heard in a long time.
That would make you think anyway, who are you? That would just make you think that question alone. Who are you?
Yeah, I was just about to ask you the same thing. Who are you?
Well, I would probably say just somebody trying to make it and figure out myself who I am.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only, the best answer I can give you.
Yeah, because everybody hasn't figured themselves out right now. It takes a long time to figure yourself out. When you figure yourself out, usually there's some people that's really happy out there with them doing their thing and successful without no controversy. You see the Will Smith shit? That's not who Will Smith is. See, Will Smith showed us a part of who he was, but when he hit the slap on stage, that's who Will Smith really is. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of him that's like, that's who he is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So people judging on Will Smith, man, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he got the shows, he's a mega superstar. He still come from the fucking, from Philly, the hood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's really who he is.
They really want him to be the Will that's from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and not the one, the real Will.
That's what he's saying. I can't even be me in this Hollywood thing. And it affects family. It affects everything when you ain't yourself. And 99% of people out there, that's in the house, that's all the image.
Yeah.
That's why they're miserable. Hollywood is miserable for most people.
It is.
Yeah. All they doing is not playing a game, but they like putting on an image for somebody to see. That's hard to do every day, 24/7. That's your career. So after a while, that's all you're gonna know. I ain't gonna know who I am because I'm gonna keep up an image, the image that makes me who I am.
Yeah.
So it's who I am. Who am I is a real deep question, man. So I challenge everybody to just answer those questions and try to find yourself, just for happiness, just get yourself right.
For peace,
like
like you said.
You need to know that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I'm gonna start off. Is who you are. You know, as we, for us, we got that's a question that we can't even answer right now. So
right, we just defined ourselves the best way we defined ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they
now, if you could define us any other way, just let us know. But let us know when you found yourself and who you are.
Yeah, we need to know exactly. That's a good way to start.
Next week.
But what's going on, baby? How everything been?
I mean, making it.
Making it.
It's hard being a black man and make it.
Yeah, it's
hard. Easier said than done.
Yeah, it's easier said than done.
You gotta take one day at a time.
The grind is real, man. The grind is definitely real.
Serious.
Yeah, grind in the ditch.
Gotta grind, man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get nothing that's ever given to you for nothing.
Yep.
Not here. Not in that lifetime. And
that's nice. What made you come up with that name, bro?
On the grind?
Right.
Because I was going to hustle. You know what I mean? Anything worth having is worth hustling for.
Right.
You know, you don't hustle for it, you don't work for it. Me personally, I believe you don't need it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like, man, don't work, you don't
don't
eat.
work, you don't eat. And it's just something my mother and my father used to always tell me. You either work or you starve.
Right.
You know, that's why my father never gave me nothing free. He never said, son, here go $5, go to the movie. No, did you do your homework? Let me see some grades.
Right.
Did you do your chores?
Right.
Okay, you work for your money. Here you go.
Yep.
That's what I did to my kids. I never just gave my kids anything. Because I didn't just get it given to me. Let me see some grades. You did your chores. I didn't have to talk to you for a whole month. Okay, you can have them sneakers. Okay, you can have these video games. You fucked up the whole week. Guess what? I can't help you.
Yeah.
So that's why I came up with the name.
That's the first
Got
thing.
it going for it.
That's the first thing on the list is accountability, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be accountable for everything you do.
Everything.
That's
You
how
know what I'm saying? Whether it's good, bad, accountability. You know what I'm saying? You can do everything that's good. But as long as you man up and fess and be accountable for it, it probably definitely make you think and next time do better at what you did. You know what I'm saying?
90%.
So,
Think about it. 90% of people who had something just give it to them. Like these entertainers and everything. They didn't know they lost it. You know why? Because it didn't work. They didn't know what it took to work for it. You know what I mean?
No.
So their parents gave it to them, or they was born in a rich household, so they didn't know what it took to work for it. You know what I mean? To maintain it, so they lost it. They just got it. And they blew millions of dollars. And you know, me personally, if I get millions of dollars, I'm gonna invest. I'm gonna budget. You know what I mean? I'm still not live poor, but think poor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Remember your struggles.
Yeah.
Because
Let me ask you.
if you don't remember where you come from, you're not gonna get far with that. You know, you're not gonna be happy. You know what I'm saying? You got that much money, you're not gonna be happy. You're not gonna know what to do with yourself.
Money don't make happiness.
Yeah,
That's a lot of people's mistake.
you gotta be happy within
A lot
yourself.
of people's mistake. Money don't make happiness.
It definitely
It
don't.
don't.
you know, more money, more problem. That's what it is, because you get it. It's like a person that you got a job and you making $29 an hour. Oh, that's good. Now you good, you comfortable. You get another job making $60 an hour. You know your life gonna change. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be more. You're gonna want more. You know what I'm saying? So your life
Your spending
pretty
habits
much
changes.
is gonna stay the same, but your habits will be different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now you can afford a brand new car, but if you don't put that money in and like take your mind with, all right, I'm gonna save this and put this away, you're gonna be in the same spot you was when you making $29 an hour. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna make a difference.
Look at Master P. His bills is $1 million a month.
It's crazy.
1 million. Think about that. His bills is $1 million per month. So you figure if he had to pay those bills, do you know how much money that man would have on top of what he has now?
Right.
$1 million a month is his bills.
But he gotta have at least $1 million and change coming in the month to pay his bills. I mean, he got so much money that he got stacked up from behind, so it ain't really a big deal to him. But $1 million a month is still a lot. 12 months, that's $12 million a year. So if you're making $60 or $70 million a year, then $12 million ain't really that bad. But, you know, who make that? I mean, besides him, ain't a lot of people making $1 million a fucking month. Being in the business. Even Will Smith, you can say he does what he do, but he'll get $10 million for a movie. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't like he getting that per month. You know what I'm saying? So he's still good. That's how that's Will Smith.
Yeah, see that we got to think. You know what I mean, my thing is we gotta think big. A lot of us we don't think big, so therefore, you know, we live small. You know what I mean? So you know we gotta think big. Like me, I try to think big and dream, and set my goals high for myself. You know what I mean? So it's something I can just go and reach for. Even if I don't get it that day, like I try to do something productive every day. You know, towards my label. Whether it's I'm on the web, you know, reaching out to people or making phone calls. I try to do something productive towards it every day. You know what I mean? And a lot of us we got an aspect or a goal. We just sit on it and expect it to fall out the sky. It's not gonna fall out the sky. You know what I mean? It's not. You're gonna get a lot of doors slammed in your face. You know how many doors I have slammed in my face? But that don't do nothing but motivate me more. It's like, okay, well I'm gonna call you again, and again until you get it. You know what I mean? So that's what we gotta do. We gotta think big. We think big and we just set our goals high and standards high. You know what I mean? That'll help us define who we are too. Think about it.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta think big.
Steve Harvey quoted, stop telling people your dream if they not gonna see it.
Yep.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're not pushing towards it, at least you're trying to achieve it.
Stop telling people your dream if you're not gonna see it.
That's true. You're absolutely right. The dream, you're right. That's
Don't
right.
tell that motherfucker. Keep that shit to yourself.
That's pretty.
And you
Because
strive
that's
to
dream. You tell
your
somebody, they
dream.
can go and take that dream from you.
You gotta think about
You
it.
can
That's
snatch it
your
up.
dream.
Right.
That's your dream. He may not give a fuck about your dream.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
your dream. You know what I mean?
You strive towards your dreams.
At the end of the day, man, it's still hard out there for black men in this world. You gotta have your dreams, admiration, and you got people who don't want you to succeed. You know what I'm saying? You got people that put you down. So you're gonna go through the stuff that the white people don't go through.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be stronger than the average white person out there. You know what I'm saying? The average black person today, they're gonna stay average. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, we gonna pass the rock. Pass the rock.
Only because they're not trying to achieve nothing. You gotta try. You want to better yourself, but then after a while, the more you get slapped in the back of your head, like you ain't gonna do this, you ain't gonna do that. The white man keep doing it to you.
after a while, only the strong gonna survive.
Yeah,
You
that's
gonna, after a while, you gonna serve people back. Fuck it, then. You know, I'm gonna go back to the corner. But I know I can make some money in the corner. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of messed up. That's reality.
You know, your biggest supporter, your biggest motivator is yourself. You know what I mean? If you don't wake up in the morning and say, you know what, fuck that, I'm me. I'm gonna do this. That's what I wake up and say to myself. I'm me. You know what I mean? And I'm fucking do this because I want to do it because this is gonna get done. You know what I mean? We gotta say stuff like that to ourselves. We don't encourage ourselves, you know, enough. You know, so how can you expect him to encourage you if you can't encourage yourself? You don't even see the encouragement within yourself. You may be the biggest fuck up in the world, but you know what I mean? It's something in you that makes you who you are. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like that it's something you got. Everybody in here got a talent. Maybe they know it, maybe they don't know it. You know what I mean? But they'll never know it until they just reach down in themselves like, what, you know what the fuck? You may be the best cook. You may be the best whatever you do. You know what I mean? But nobody knows shit because you don't want to show your fucking work. You're keeping it to yourself. You know what I mean? So you just got to reach down and pull out what we got, man, and listen. That be some failure, but try, but continue to fucking try.
Yeah, you definitely need support, though. You need support from people.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta see. The thing is, that's why you gotta in your inner circle, you gotta have that support system in your inner circle. You know what I mean? That you know is there to support you, and you have to support each other. Because you can't just look at family. Because I got a lot of family ain't shit. They don't support me. They don't do shit just cause it's me. But guess what? You know what? When Born to Grind make it, I'm gonna give all the motherfuckers jobs. You know what I mean? All the motherfuckers jobs. You know what? I'm not gonna give you no money, but guess what? I work for this shit. I give you a job. I give you a job. You know what I mean? Here you go. I give you a job. But see, you know, like I said, all family ain't family. All friends ain't friends. But a lot of friends is really your family. That's the way I look at it.
That's definitely true.
You realize that as you go up. Friends are friends, family. But some of your family want to see you, don't want to see you though.
They don't want to see you because
and like that saying you were just saying, some friends treat you better than family.
Yep. True statement.
They go all out for you, and family just be like sitting in the cut, like
But it's not every family though.
No,
It's
it's not
certain
every
families. Cause you know you got families I had that really love hard. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
really go through the motions with their
genuine
family.
about shit.
Yeah.
But then you got families like the one that had this chick, daughter went missing, and she said that the girl ran away, or she got kidnapped. Remember over here on South Orange Ave, she got kidnapped on South Orange Ave on Central Ave. She came up missing, and it was all because of the mother was abusing her, so she ran away.
Oh yeah.
that's
And this lady, she actually got like $50,000 in fucking grant money they gave her to help her out. You know what I'm saying? And then the daughter come home. And then the daughter come home and be like, well, she was abusing me, and do me a favor, if you can take my brother from her. Because I think that I don't like when she treat my brother. That's crazy, right?
Take my baby brother because she might be abusing and touching him.
It's crazy. I don't like shit like that done to kids. It's wrong, man. Like I hate to see it. It breaks my heart when stuff is done to kids. That you know what I mean? Like it's just because you know as a child, I've seen a lot of shit as a child. Like even I had friends who father was abusing them and mother was abusing them, and you know. And like that's why when kids tell us things, man, we gotta listen. We gotta listen. You know what I mean? We gotta really sit and listen, and we gotta really pay attention to our kids. You know, because they can be trying to tell us something, and we're just not hearing it. You know what I mean? Things can be happening to them, we're just not saying it. You know, as adults, we're not perfect. We gotta pay attention to these kids, man. A lot of these kids are getting like abused and hurt, man. And for what?
A lot of these kids need therapy.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it helps out. Even people that don't think they need it probably need it. You know what I'm saying? It can help you out in so many different ways. You know, it could be a part of you where you just can't get it come out of you. You know what I'm saying? You want it to, but it's not coming for some reason. You know what I'm saying? So the therapy helps you understand why it's not. It's so deep. I don't think everybody probably need to see a therapist once time in life. You know, just to see, like, you know, what's going on with myself, and if it helps you out anyway, I guarantee it'll help you in some way. You know what I'm saying? An hour conversation 2 or 3 times a month. That's all you need. You know what I'm saying? That can have you thinking for days, months probably, what's going on in your life. So you know, it's I think everybody should do that.
It's definitely something, because I'm actually sitting over here thinking, where the hell am I?
Yeah,
Like literally sitting here thinking, like,
We all
literally-
still got that in the thought, like, where the fuck am I really for real?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And look,
shit.
we still don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy. You got
And even I think,
it's something that you gotta-
don't know.
it's something that you really gotta like take your time and like really think about,
Yeah.
man. Because you know the typical answer ain't really the answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
People just like to sugarcoat a lot of stuff, or keep it broad. The broad answer is, you know, we black men, we hard working. You know, 6'5", we big, small. Those are typical answers. That's not telling you who you are inside. You know what I'm saying? Or who you gonna be.
Right.
That doesn't define it. So that's a really deep question, man.
It
For a lot of people, man. You know, like I said, I challenge people to find out who they really are. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you gotta know who you are to know where you're going. You gotta know who you are, man.
That's true. I think even little sessions like this amongst men, I think that'll help us figure it out too. Because just conversation. It's like having a conversation at the barbershop with your fellas. You know what I'm saying? Like I think
It's
this
totally
is like
different.
this.
Lay ball.
It's uncensored, so you know you ain't really getting a woman's point of view. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much a man's point of view for the whole session. You know what I'm saying? Women probably trying to give us questions, but it's really a man's point of view.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
women do have questions.
No, I said they're asking questions.
They absolutely.
But for us, it's still a man environment.
right,
So we're gonna give them a man's answer all the time. It ain't gonna be the answer probably that they want to hear a lot of the times, but it's gonna be how a man sees it, you know, from a man's standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So it's really good. It's really a good session to have. We just like vibing and just going off with each other like this. You know what I'm saying? It stimulates your mind a lot too.
It definitely do.
It makes you think about what's going on, like what you want to do in life. What's your purpose out here? You know what I'm saying? Everybody has a purpose. You know, what you here for? These kids that they don't know, they don't even know their purpose. They don't have a fucking clue because their parents don't discuss that type of stuff with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They don't make them into nothing. They just say, you know what, go out there and be who you think you want to be. Some of these kids at an early age, they have signs of being certain things. And the parents they don't magnify that. They don't go off on it. You know what I'm saying? I remember my daughter had 5 years, 7 years old. She did she was in school and she won a contest writing. $100 they gave her. She said $100 little certificate. I told her she should go into writing. She don't want to write. But the thing is that you gotta like at least try to guide them to a situation because you know what they're good at. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be sometimes you gotta just sacrifice, man.
And we gotta like be examples too. Like if kids see us like pushing hard for something or whatever it is, then they'll think, well, damn. You know what I mean? I want to be this. Maybe I should work as hard as my mother or my father working. You know what I mean? We got to set some kind of examples too, and not just be like the typical "don't do as I do as I say" type parents. You know what I mean? Like we gotta put in these kids' head. Listen, anything you want to be in life, work hard at it, and eventually you'll get it with hard work. You know, that's what we gotta put in their head.
That's what we say. You tell them you don't tell people what they want to hear. You tell them what they need to hear.
Right.
A lot of
You know what I'm
parents.
saying? A lot of people they don't want to tell kids they need to hear. They tell them they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? They you can go out there and do this, and that's not what they need to hear. They need to hear, you know what, you work hard at this, you'll make this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You do this, you'll get that.
Yeah, a lot of parents got $1 million babies. They be holding them back though. They got $1 million babies sitting in the house, holding them back.
Don't even
Just
know.
don't, you know what I'm saying?
Producers, all these little kids got so much talent, it's ridiculous.
Talent at a young age. Some of these kids be like 5, 6 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you be like, you gotta push them to do. You be like, all right.
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
Instead of holding them back and hiding them, you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't want to hide your child.
Exactly.
From the light. You know what I'm saying? You hide the child from the light. Why you hiding the child from the light?
Youth self-expressions. My baby's having that. So if you got kids that got talent, my babe, she's gonna pretty much, she'll grind them into that. You'll bring them. She's gonna make sure they have a good time and expose
these
their
kids
talents.
need that.
Of course they need that.
These kids
you know what I'm
need
saying?
They don't know where to go.
They need to get.
Yeah,
they need
you know
to
what
get
I'm
away from their parents
Yeah, need a safe haven.
and do kid stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? A lot of kids don't do kid stuff today. Out here, they doing grown folk stuff at kids.
Mm-hmm.
It fucks them up. Right? How you don't even be? You can't be a kid no more. You know what I'm saying? And the day you got kids having kids. You know what I'm saying? So they still want to go out to the club and they
Mama
kids
even
home.
know the girl upstairs with him.
Hell, they don't even got kids cartoons now. They don't even got the damn. Remember the cartoons we grew up on?
Nah,
like
they ain't
they,
got
don't even have them type of cartoons. Every cartoon now got LGBT shit in it, all kinds of nonsense in it.
And they got
Fuck the
messages
kids
in
up.
there.
Now, mind you, we ain't against no LGBT.
I'm not against. I'm
Yeah,
not
we
against
against
that. But
it.
my thing
But
is
yeah.
that if they want to be that way, allow them to be that way.
Exactly.
Don't influence it. Don't influence them. If they want to be that way, God bless them. Allow them to be that way because it's their life. They want to live their life.
You know
I'm
why?
not against that. But however, don't preach. Yeah, just do this, or influence them in any way. You know what I mean?
So I got a question though. So all right, so how about the parent households that has that gets a straight baby? I guess they go out and adopt a baby, but they bring them into an LGBT household.
I personally, and this is my personal belief. Personally, I don't believe that that should be allowed. I'm gonna tell you why. Because once again, that's influencing the kid. If they see two men together, they need that mother nurturing. They need that. And, you know what I mean? And kids' minds are like sponges. They soak up everything. So if you see, they look at you and they see two men kissing, that's going to influence them to, I'm going to get me a man. They see two women kissing, I'm going to get me a woman. Not as, but if they see a man and a woman, then they see what true love is and how real kids are brought about and everything, and how to go up in life. But just to have two men there, and that's too much.
I think you have true love as the woman, man. I say you can still have true love.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking more of you're not really giving that kid a choice. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you bring them into that environment, they're seeing one type of way things are. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're not really seeing the other side. And that goes to the government. The government today, they granted them the power to adopt kids and do that. Was it back in the days? You couldn't do that stuff.
Yeah, but do you know that back in the day, homosexuality and lesbianism was really an illness. It was an illness. The government stopped it. They changed it to where now it's not considered an illness, but it was considered an illness. You know what I mean? But my thing is this, like, only God can judge. I'm not here to judge. However, what I'm saying is, I think that confuses a child to put them in that. Let them decide their own way. You know what I mean? Let them decide their own way. If they're going to be that way in life, and when they're older and they're an adult, so be it. Like, however, don't influence them. Let them develop their own individuality.
So you telling me that 99% of those households, two-parent, same-sex households, the kid is going to be...
No, I'm not saying he's going to be like them. I'm saying don't influence him to let him develop.
That's a given.
Right, let him develop his own individuality. If they see, like I said, kids, it's funny, but kids see everything. They feel everything. So if you have a baby, you adopt a baby, right? He's 1 year old. You adopt him. Two men, two women, how you want to put it. They're raising that kid. Okay, all that kid is going to see is them together, them kissing, whatever the case may be, together. So he don't know what it is to see a man and a woman to even decide whether I want to be gay or I want to be straight. You know what I mean?
You agree with that, Josh?
Yeah, because I got a friend and her mom was gay. So it was just like her and her brother, that's all they knew was like same sex type shit.
Wow.
The daughter wanted a girlfriend, the son wanted the boyfriend, and it was like same sex in the same fucking house. Mom got a girlfriend, daughter got a girlfriend, son got a boyfriend. It was just like,
that's crazy.
Okay, because they was brought up like that.
And if you think about it, that's stopping the repopulation of the world.
That's what the government wants. The government wants us to not
That's why they
reproduce.
changed the laws and all that.
Hence, that's why they have all these influencing
Exactly.
TV programs and all this kind of stuff.
Everything
You know what I'm
today,
saying?
kids shows, cartoons, commercials,
Everything.
everything is LGBTQ.
Everything.
Even they got right now, I think they got more rights than the black man. They got
No,
more
they
rights.
do.
They got more rights than mostly
everyone.
everybody.
Everyone right now.
Everybody. I remember one night, no lie. We were sitting here down. We had the White House thing going on, White House party. You know how we do. Anyway, we had the White House thing going on. It was LGBTQ night in here. We had men kissing. It was a men's single. It wasn't too many women. It was men. So I'm at the bar. No lie. The cop passed. It was a cop passed by. I was at the door. The cop passed by. The guy at the bar. So don't worry about that. He won't dare come in here and test us at all. I know lawyers that will shut him down. They won't never come here again and bother us.
They probably
And that's how that community got that much power. That much power where the cops could just pass by. On a regular night, they would probably stop. Pass by and see there's LGBT community and keep it moving. And won't even test them or say nothing to them.
And that's true. You know what? Because you see all these LGBT like they protesting and marching. You know what I mean? Scratch that. How about we protest and march for more education, more educational loans, more educational grants? How about we protest for that? How about we protest for that instead of LGBT this, LGBT that? You know what I mean? Now, but don't get me wrong. If they're being mistreated by who they are, you know what I mean? Then God bless them. They should be doing what they can to be treated properly. I'm not hating them or none of that. However, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Kids should be kids, and kids should develop their own individuality and identity without influencing situations, and influencing everything.
They need their own intentions.
But mind you, it's little things that can influence kids. You go to a school today, the bathrooms are girl-boy. You can have a girl, you have a bathroom where if a guy, a boy, that a young age feels he's a girl, he can go in that bathroom. That's like a mixed bathroom now. That's crazy to me.
What you think about
Unisex.
What you think about Dwayne Wade and his son?
Well, I told that's crazy to me.
Oh, he changed.
He got a lot of flack about that. Now, from my standpoint, as a man growing up, you see signs of your son. I don't care who you are, what you do. You know when your kid is either that is gonna go that way. I don't care who you are. You have signs. There's signs all day long.
I think.
So with his kid, when he decided to have, that he wanted the whole sex. He wanted the whole package. He wanted everything.
Everything changed. He wanted was it sex change?
He wanted that. I mean,
he got it though.
Because he wanted to keep his son happy. He wanted to keep his son happy, or his daughter now. It's crazy to me. I don't even know how you can address it. But you got that type of money. All right, son, this is what you want. That's fine. But you get it. Magic Johnson's son is the same way.
Mm-hmm.
He's the same. Magic Johnson's son is the same exact way.
But you notice his son didn't really come out like that till he was an adult. So he was.
That's the only thing I have a problem with.
Yeah.
I mean, you do what you want when you're grown.
Right. That's my.
So as a kid, though, you have. Your decisions are kind of limited. You gotta get the okay from me, but I don't know if I'll give you that okay till you get 18. I don't know how you're gonna handle it. You gotta be able to handle what's gonna come your way from you doing it, because you've been this way for so long.
Right.
So you got a lot of judgment. That's how a lot of people commit suicide. They can't handle all of it because there's a lot of judgment when you that way for 14 years, and to get 15, all your friends now. And all your people you grew up with, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, you gonna change everything," And now you're not hanging out with them no more, or you see you differently. It's gonna affect you in some way.
Yeah. See, what I think too, that goes back to therapy thing too. I think if you see this in your kid, you should immediately take them and get some help and let them talk to somebody, because you never know, it could be a phase they're going through, whatever the case may be. Let them talk to somebody. You know what I mean? And pick their brain, see what's going on, because sometimes. Kids can tell other people they can't tell their parents. Yeah. You know what I mean? So let them talk to somebody. If you see that your kid, your son is having feelings about other boys or little things like that, take him, let him talk to somebody. You know what I mean? It may be beneficial. You You know what I mean? But I wouldn't, like, my son came to me 16 years old, Dad, I want to get a girl and I want to get a sex change. You know what I mean? I'm not going to, if I had the money or not, I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? You're a boy. God made you a boy, be a boy until if you get age and you feel, listen, I'm going to be who I want. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm still going to love you, but you're of age saying that. You're not a kid. Because guess what? You feel that way at 16 and become 17, 18, you want a girlfriend now. You know what I mean? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, so everything is, like, everything, and to me, like, a lot of this is now, not all of it, but a lot of it now is just going with the trend. Like, it's the trend now. Everybody wants to be gay, so I'm gonna be gay. It's a trend now. It's not so much as okay, this is really the way I'm feeling. I want to try this out. Cause you got a lot of girl. I tried being with a girl. It ain't for me.
You got no,
you know what I mean?
You only got no idea. What's your opinion on it?
Oh, I was waiting to finish. I was about to say, and what I'm saying is, I feel as though the man, again, like father figures, he probably wasn't there really. Dwayne Wade,
he wasn't
going out partying and, basketball life, and
that'd be true too.
Gabrielle Union taking care of the kids, and he's seeing what she do and how she do it, and what she put on and how she put it on, and that's how she adapted. They adapted to that. So he actually sat down and had an interview with her.
So it was a process, you're saying?
Yeah. But she came to Gabrielle. He came to Gabrielle and Dwayne. But Dwayne was like still about to exit the lead or some shit at that moment.
He about to leave,
yeah. And he wasn't even paying attention really like that. He was just fame, and going out.
So you say that he missed all those signs.
He missed all of that time.
Okay.
Growing up and all that shit, because while she was pregnant and even when she had the babies, he was still in the lead.
Yeah,
but then why? I mean, you ain't think. You would think he. I mean, if you came home and your son always got Charlie there and never Susie, like what's going on here, son? I mean, why he always here? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like,
I think in that famous life, like over there in the Calabasas and California and all that, there's so much going on.
It is.
It's like New York and LA and Las Vegas put together.
What do you think about when Boosie came out was saying that, putting all that stuff on? What was it, Facebook?
Well,
Boosie? He really went off, like,
Yeah, he did though.
Like
that. Or Boosie.
I think everybody got their opinion. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell nobody your opinion. He just more of on a stage where people gonna listen to him a little more.
Yeah.
And but he has his opinion. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, it is what it is, man. It's everybody got their opinions today.
You would say, as parents, we hope our kids make the right decisions.
Absolutely.
And my thing is, I mean,
listen, it's a lot, because if you're a very religious family. Religious families, that's where the boundaries kind of set, because religious family don't really, Christian, Jehovah, whatever it is, religious families, they don't accept that type of thing in their household. You know what I'm saying? Well, back in the days they did. You know what I'm saying? So today it's different. So that's why a lot of people question religion. You want to go to religion now? All right, fine. You're a Christian, but you got 4 kids in your house that's dressing up like guys and girls every day. You can't be a true Christian, because in the Bible it says so and so and so. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you question religion. Everything goes in that when you accept that.
Yeah, and then maybe a lot of them too. Like, see, a lot of them too. Like
you
now,
back,
back in the day, like true. When I grew up under Christianity, like when I became an adult, I converted to Islam, and being in Islam, I like a lot of things that like went on. Me as a Muslim man, I don't accept. I try to practice, being on the straight and narrow. I try to live right and everything. Like, but a lot of parents are scared of their kids turning their back on them, losing their kids. So they don't want to really preach religion, or they don't really want to, because they know the kids not with that now. So they like, I don't want to really, because I want my kid to run away from me. You know what I mean? But me, I believe if you can, like, I just tell my daughter, my kids, listen, I tell you right, I tell you right, and I teach you right. But guess what? If you do right, that's up to you. I did my job. I told you right, you know what I mean? And I taught you right. But if you go and you stray, that's up to you. You're in charge of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if parents keep that in mind, you know, because guess what? I mean, your kids can run away from you or whatever, but eventually they'll come back. They'll realize something you said. If you're doing the right thing, they'll come back. You know, and then
If you got questions, chime in. Feel free. The White House, DAWHYTEHOUSE.
You already know we in the
Chime in if you all got questions. We here. It's kind of deep conversation. Got another 10 minutes of this, so chime in if you feel free. But he absolutely right. I mean, I grew up Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, man.
But my grandmother was a Christian. That's the weirdest thing because I'm in New York with my mom. We Jehovah's Witness. When I go out see my grandmother down south, I'm a Christian. It's weird. This is the most confusing thing in the world. So, but I was born. My mother was born a Christian. She met my dad, my stepdad, and his mother convinced her to become a Jehovah's Witness, which is a hard religion because you give up everything: birthdays, Christmas, holidays. I was used to having none of that stuff. I was used to having my bike. My mom used to send us a package down south. I stayed down south with my grandmother for a while. She sent us a package of clothes, bikes, money, everything for Christmas. So I never ever had to give up all of the stuff to Jehovah's Witness. But I lived in my mom's house. So I had to go by her rules, and her rules was as long as you live here, you're gonna be a Jehovah's Witness. See, so and it's not. It says right, but listen, that time I followed the rules of the household. So I did what I did. I went to the Kingdom Hall. I studied. I did everything I had to do. Go on. As I got older, 18, I made a choice. I didn't want to be Jehovah's Witness no more. Not that I didn't want to be because of the strict things in there. It's other things I saw. So I'll give you a perfect example. I knew, and I grew up where if you're a Jehovah's Witness, you don't conversate. Well, you can't conversate, but if you go out and party or hang out, you hang out with people in Kingdom Hall. You don't hang out the outside. You don't do that. It was not. So what I saw growing up was the outsiders, the people in the Kingdom Hall. They was worse than Christians. They was out there partying, drinking, doing all types of stuff that my mom probably didn't know that I do at that age. You know, so you got the girls hooking up under. I'm going on so and so. I said, you can't do that. But anybody gonna know. But these are Jehovah's Witnesses. People that went to church every week. So I'm like, yo, ain't no.
Shawnee's on hold, guys. Shawnee said, "What's up?"
What's up, Shawnee? There's nothing true about that religion that I saw. Same thing with Christian. I went to church. This is why I'm not saying I say I'm a religious because I'm in between to choosing what I really want to be. Because I was a Jehovah's Witness, I was a Christian, so I went to Christian church and I sat down in there and I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna be a good experience. The lady next to me, I guess she caught the Holy Ghost. And she jumps up and I was flipping out. I'm like, yo, how can she catch it? I'm right next to her. I ain't catching this shit. So messing me up. Then the preacher was like, you know, the bathroom, exact words, the bathroom needs an upgrade. All you guys out there with the Lexus cars parked out there, and the Benzes and the Jeeps, y'all need to put more money inside of in the tray for the bathroom to get upgraded. Right? So I did the same thing. A year later, I went back to his church. He was preaching the same exact thing a year later. The bathroom was already upgraded. They changed everything. He still wanted to give him. You know what he did at the church? He had a limo pull up and take him home. Mm-hmm. He had a house on the. You couldn't even get in his house. It's a gated community. He was all gated off by his house. You couldn't even get to his house. So they started questioning how he get all his money. They gave it to him. Who gave it to him? But you know, when I preach, they give me a percentage of the money that come in. So how much you lie to get the money, get a percentage of it. You need it for the bathroom? Okay. Bathroom costs $100,000, maybe you got $500,000. That's $400,000. That's to me that wasn't right. That's why I stopped being Christian, Jehovah's Witness, they both had things that I saw that I didn't like. Presbyterian was just, for me, it was like, wasn't somebody was considered. You know, so it was probably just my opinion. I just did Presbyterian. I was like, I'm not considering. Catholic, you got the Catholic, the priests out here raping the young boys. So every religion messed me up to the point like, yo, I don't know what religion I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna sit back and just observe and just see in the long run which one is the better religion. I don't really know. Every religion got faults. Even the Jehovah's Witness religion, they got people that the worst thing with Jehovah's Witness religion is that they got people who get molested by other people, by the preachers in there. And they report it. But Jehovah's Witness is so secretive, they tell them that we're gonna handle it internally. It never leaves. So these preachers are still doing this. They just handle it internally. They had a whole freaking library full of cases that they had that they just sitting there.
Wow.
So I thought that was wrong. Asked my mom. My mom, to this day, she's Jehovah's Witness. Asked my mom. She said, "You can't believe everything you see." I was like, "I don't believe everything I see, but it's more of like what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. It's a combination of a whole bunch of things." It's a touchy subject because a lot of people don't want to hear this, but it's a real touchy subject, religion.
Yeah, it is. Like I said, like I grew up in a Christian household. We went to church every Sunday, went to church Monday. I mean, it was good and everything. Kept us on the straight and narrow. However, I started in high school. I started listening to Don Really School's Farrakhan, and I used to always like sneak and listen to. I used to sneak and go to the mosque and everything, and I was studying and everything. And when I got older, I realized, Christianity really just something wrong. It's just not for me. You know what I mean? And I started, swaying more into Islam. Until when I started working at the hospital, this is one Muslim brother. He used to talk to me. He said, you carry yourself just like a Muslim. A Muslim, you carry yourself. And he started just giving me material to read. And I started watching it, and I started listening and study. So then I made the decision. My mother, she didn't really like it. She was like, "You going what's wrong with you?" Like, but she didn't like it, But I had to realize, you're in charge. I had to tell her, "Mom, you're in charge of your soul. I'm in charge of mine."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And see, God knows what's in your heart. Every Muslims we call God Allah, but it's still God.
Mm-hmm.
Christians call God Jesus. Jehovah's Witnesses call God Jehovah, correct? Mm-hmm. So it's they're definitely some of them are preaching. Well, most of them are preaching the same thing, same different names. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, did you get the fucking message? Yeah. You know what I mean? That's just the thing. Did you get the message? You know what I mean? God is within your heart. If you accept him, you know what I mean? God is in your heart. You know what I mean? Period. Right. So whoever you call him,
same thing, exactly.
It's the same thing. You got bad people out here who use the religion as a stepping stone to do bullshit. Yeah. Like you got corrupt ministers, corrupt priests, whatever. You got even people in Islam. You got some sprinkle here who may be corrupt or whatever. It's just what it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? We just have to accept it's just what it is. But that don't mean we got to be that way. Whatever religion be that way.
That's true. You're absolutely right. There's nothing wrong with it. But I'm just saying, like, you got surface religion and you got stuff that goes in the bottom of religion. Stuff that just don't people see every day. There's things people don't see. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things people don't see. My baby saw a movie the other day, and this guy, he was a preacher for all my years, 16, 17 years. He said he knew the Bible in and out. I read one quote in the Bible that said that if Jesus was raised from the dead, that changed his whole mindset on religion. Because he was a preacher preaching. Remember, the Christianity is based around when Jesus raised from the dead.
Right.
If that didn't happen, the whole Christian religion is a lie. You understand what I'm saying to you? So this guy, after all these years, being a priest or a preacher, realized when he read this one scripture, it changed him. So I don't even know if he's even Christian no more, or he's just preaching the good word. Because sometimes right from wrong, you know what you're doing. I don't think you need a religion to actually justify who you are. You can be religious and not be in the religion.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes God knows. At the end of the day, you're judged by God.
Right.
Whether you want religion or not. You can be religion and be the head top and be 50,000 bad things. God's going to judge you on who you are. And not what you know about him, It's how you hold yourself. You could know God and still hold yourself at a certain height, and He'll see that. You know what I'm saying? There's some people, they use religion as, I think it's hypocritical sometimes. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't a Christian, you ain't gonna be saved. That's bullshit to me because God knows who you are. There's no verse in the Bible that says you gotta be a Christian. You can know about all these things. You can study God and don't be a Christian, Jehovah's Witness, Muslim. You can study Him and be fine, be who you are. There's no rules that you gotta go to church every Sunday and get dressed up and go to church and praise God. That's an option that you choose. You know what I'm saying? I can do that just make it feel good. I go out Friday nights, I go to party, I drink, I get drunk. And you know what I do Sunday morning? I get up and go to church. Release all my sins. If that's what you want to do and how make you feel good, that's fine with you. But everybody ain't that way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you people, as far as religion goes, a lot it's a touchy subject because a lot of people don't want to hear that.
Dominique says hello, y'all.
What's up, Dominique? A lot of people don't want to hear that religion like that. I mean,
Shawnee's on live, in case you didn't know. She's actually on live. Sorry.
You know, like it did. You know, like you said, it's kind of it is like a touchy, a touchy thing. You know what I mean? But in my opinion is, the same as yours. Basically, like the only thing that makes you is you. You know what I mean? Like nothing. It's either you live the right way or you don't. It's wrong to do certain things. It's right to do whatever. You know what I mean? But religion should be just something that helps you feel comfortable about doing the right thing.
That's it.
You know what I mean? That's what religion should be. You know what I mean? Like, and period. Like we not perfect. Like even my religion, Islam. Like I said, I speak a lot about Minister Louis Farrakhan because like he actually saved my life. I think his teaching saved my life because I was in a sticky, like a real terrible marriage, and to where like me and my wife was at like odds, and like she was doing whatever things, and like it's just like listening to his teachings really helped me cope. Put it on and listen to it going to work. I listened to it and it helped me cope because without him, I'm gonna be honest, I probably would be in jail or something for doing something malicious to my wife because when my mom was going through time, you know what I mean? Like see, like people don't know what's on you don't know what's on a person's mind. You know what I mean? And I had a lot of things in my mind, so I would put that on and listen. That's what made me gravitate more to the Nation of Islam. You know what I mean? Teaches brotherhood, sisterhood. A lot of things. I'm reading a book now, How to Eat to Live. Like we technically, like he was teaching the other day about basically like how the government or whoever put you have to eat breakfast, lunch, dinner, but you're really tearing your bodies up. You technically you're only supposed to eat one big meal a day. Fast. You know what I mean? You tearing your bodies up by just eating breakfast, lunch, dinner, and everything. You put the right foods in your body to fuel you, to give you energy. You know what I mean? And Ramadan is one, you know what I mean? When you fast, like we don't eat till nightfall. You know what I mean? We don't drink till nightfall. You know what I mean? So and it's like it's taking all the toxins out your body. When you don't eat like all that food every day and it takes all them toxins out your body. Like after Ramadan, you feel much better because your body is pushing all them toxins out that you've endured over the year. All them toxins is sitting there. So why only they just do it once? Like Ramadan once a year. Ramadan all the time. Yeah, I mean you can fast. Like we like like every Thursday. Every Thursday I have a meeting every Thursday now it's online. It used to be in the mosque, but now it's online. Since COVID and everything, we have a meeting to where like we study and we go to classes and everything, like FOI class. But he'll tell us like when we here say, okay, brothers, I want y'all to fast these 2 weeks, the first of the month, I want y'all to fast. Means you can't eat, you can't drink water, you can't drink no fluids, and unless you're on medication, then you have to eat. You know what I mean? But other than that, I mean, I'm on medication, I still fast, and I don't feel, no different. You know what I mean? So technically, like, you should fast, no matter what religion anyway, you should fast a couple, every now and then to release the toxins out your body. Yeah, I mean, you should. It helps your mind. It helps your thinking. Because all the toxins that's in a lot of foods and everything, a lot of processed foods, it shoots to all different parts of your body, your brain, your heart, your lungs, your legs, everything. It shoots to all the toxins dispersed, and it shoots to them parts of your body. You know what I mean? And you wonder why you're tired. Your head hurts a lot. You have body aches, stuff like that. Those are toxins in your body that needs to be released. You know what I mean? So that's why we fast.
I didn't know that at all.
That's why we
There
fast.
you go, y'all. That's why you fast. You need to start fasting.
It's a good book out there. It's a good book out there by late Uncle Elijah Muhammad. It's called How to Eat to Live. You can read that book. You'll read it. It'll tell you a whole lot of stuff in there. You know what I mean? Like to eat. You know what I mean? To fuel your body and help you live. And follow Dr. Sebi too. I watch him too. Dr. Sebi. If I like study him. If you
Dr. Sebi, y'all.
like like everybody believe, and I believe it. Man, this man was 70-some years old, still having kids.
Man, I don't know how he died.
He was 70-some years old, still having kids. That man had to cure the HIV, AIDS, everything. But they don't want that. They're gonna kill that off. You know why? Because the more people that come in with HIV and AIDS, the more medicine produce, and the more money these doctors and government can be paid.
Yeah, so there's pretty much, you gonna say there's a cure, there's no such thing as
That's a cure.
No, not saying that. But they're saying that I need you to raise $100,000 for the research and the cure of cancer. Example, they don't want to cure cancer. You know why they cure cancer? Because they cure cancer. It takes away from the money. They can't make money off of medicine. They can't sell a medicine if it's one time it's done. They need something keep coming back. You keep coming back. It makes it pushes it to the side. Then it comes back. That's how they make their money.
And think about it, they had a vaccine for this coronavirus, and it took them what, a year?
Not even
a year. But AIDS been out how many years? And you don't have at least a vaccine or nothing, or anything. You know what I mean? We got to think about that. It's what they want. It's what they want to bring a cure for, or vaccine for, or whatever the case may be. It's not what they want to cure. You know, because the more illness we have, the more sick people we have, the more doctors that come about, and have the doctors keep their jobs and keep these fancy houses. You know what I mean? They got to keep their lifestyle.
All right, cool. I got a question. Y'all out there too. Listen, I knew a lady. I ain't gonna tell her name. Anyway, I knew a lady. She was a family, but she was counterfeit. She looked like Jennifer Lopez. She's a beautiful lady. Jennifer Lopez. Met Jennifer Lopez younger days, right? So I go up to her, and I used to always go to her house because I used to, give her door access. My daughter's mother. So we used to always stay at her house. Because she didn't stay with her mom. At her age, her mom kicked her out, so she stayed with her aunt. So that's her aunt. Her aunt was beautiful, just like Jennifer Lopez. So she had about 30 different guys. Every time I see her, there's a different guy coming down. Right. So we used to stay downstairs in a little 2-bedroom apartment. So me and my daughter and my daughter's mother stayed in one room, and they stayed in one room. It's different guys every day. So at that time, my daughter's mother was like, you know that my aunt, she has AIDS. Right? So I'm like, get out of here. She was like, yeah, she's HIV positive. She's taking medicine for it. She had it for years. So I'm like, what the fuck? So my old teacher's like, you got like 30 these guys. I know you're doing some stuff you don't be doing up in the room. So I'm like, I'm not trying to be in business. I'm not trying to be nosy. But like, are you telling these guys? Because I don't think if they knew you had AIDS, I don't care how you look.
Right.
How these guys gonna be there?
Right.
So I'm like, are you telling these guys that you actually have AIDS? And this is her exact words to me. She was like, I never tell them that. All I tell them is use protection. If they don't use it, it's on you. Now, mind you, she look like Jennifer Lopez. So I'm sure a lot of these guys probably didn't mind like having a baby. Like, we have a baby will be beautiful. Never. Lost all respect for her. Now, mind you, do y'all think, this is the question for everybody, these people out there listening, Should you actually tell a guy? Because you gotta realize something. You tell this guy that you tell any guy that you have AIDS, the chances of you like being with this guy is real slim. He's gonna tell you no. So I don't know how would you go about having a relationship if you got AIDS and but you like the most beautiful person in the world. You know you can get any guy to keep your mouth shut. That's what I'm saying. If you can keep your mouth shut, you can get any guy you want. So are you gonna live your life miserable? Or are you gonna pretty much I don't know, just lie to him and be like, yo, this is what you need to do.
What you say, Shani?
I don't have a clue what to say now. That's a question that I don't know how to even answer because
I do.
Listen, as a woman, you know, your life, you're 25. Your life is you're still young. So what would you possibly do? Would you tell me protection? You would be 100% honest and say you got AIDS.
You got an answer for that, Shani?
What would you do?
I want to talk about that and also the
'Cause I got
religion.
an answer. I don't know if you're gonna answer and then
I'm gonna hear.
you're gonna answer.
What is the question? Because I've heard of
His
these.
question is that the young lady that is a young lady had AIDS. She was sleeping with multiple men, a lot, 30 men at a week ain't nothing. 30 men. He's saying that he asked her directly, like, knowing you got AIDS, why are you sleeping with all these men? And not only that, but are you telling them that you have AIDS before you do something in this room with them? And he said that she said that no, that she don't tell them at all. That in fact, if only thing she tells them is to use protection, and if they choose to, okay. If they don't choose to, then whatever. She just never tells them. So he's asking you about that. What would you tell them
At 25.
at 25?
And she's like Jennifer Lopez.
And she looks like Jennifer Lopez, like Tom's about. She's bad as hell.
Unfortunately,
won't want to use protection type shit.
I've heard this story over and over many times about various people, and it's dangerous. And when I was a kid, like when I was a teenager, and AIDS came out, and there was no cure, there was a man in New York who was purposely doing this. I'll never forget. His face was on the news, and they had a warrant out for arrest over it back then. And it was attempted murder charge they wanted, because he was purposely doing this. It was like the theory of, I got it, I'm taking everybody down with me. That was the mindset of these people. And there's a movie, Christina, I told you about. I showed it in my classroom, and years later, a girl that I taught had grown up and saw me downtown, said, Miss, that movie you showed us, I didn't have sex for a long time.
So would you in fact tell the man or the guy that you have AIDS, or how would you go about that?
I would tell him.
How? What would you do?
Honestly, I knew a girl that happened to, and she was beautiful, and the man was a doctor. He ended up marrying her.
Mm-hmm.
But you mean technically that is attempted murder? You know what I'm saying?
Like,
that guy had a warrant. I'll never forget. His face was all over the news.
Well, me personally, to answer that question, then you could continue because I just want to answer the question.
What is the question?
I personally would not date nobody that didn't have AIDS. I wouldn't. I promise you I wouldn't. I would be fucked up because I would stay in a community of people that have AIDS. I would try to go to a place or learn people who got AIDS, and we'd just be AIDS infesting each other. Because I can't see myself, even if I love that person, I wouldn't want the condom to bust. I wouldn't want nothing to happen to that person. Because if you love them, you care about them getting AIDS. Because the therapy and all that. So me personally, I don't think I would be able to allow myself to be around multiple men that do not have AIDS and have sex with them, orally or otherwise. I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, I wouldn't even have to tell them because I wouldn't put myself in that situation to be with men that aren't of AIDS affected, whether it's a condom or not. Now, I could be your friend, like in that movie Tyler Perry made. After, she knew she had AIDS, she didn't go out sleeping with a whole bunch of people. She got AIDS medicine, and, as far as dating, I would date people of AIDS. Like, I would try to create a social network or find people that got AIDS. I'll put a fucking flyer out if I got
a support group.
Shit. And I wouldn't sleep with that don't have it. Fucked up. They don't care.
This
So,
movie called
we don't know what you say.
y'all all need to find. It's hard to find. It's a movie called 1 Week. And like I said, I showed my actual.
All right, 1 week. I'll write it down for the guys. All right. I was just writing it down for the guys. I was gonna let Baby say you.
It's so hard to find.
Question. I don't know if Dominique, I'm not sure if
Are
you
you
want to
gonna
answer
let me
that
finish
question,
talking?
Dominique. What would you do? I'm gonna try to add you in, Dominique, if you willing to answer that question that Babe had. If you had kids, if you had that issue, let me try to add you. I'm trying to add you actually now. I want to see what you'll say about this question. If you had AIDS, what would you do? Would you tell the person? What would you do? Okay, we got Dominique in the building, guys. Support systems. Thank you.
Hello. Yeah, I will agree. I mean, I agree with you, Christina. I would try to avoid it the way I can. I wouldn't even try. But even if I would be that, like, fall into that category, I would be a friend, and I wouldn't I would wish that somebody would tell me. I wouldn't want nobody to keep that a secret.
Absolutely.
And like I said in the comments, it's common that they have the situations or law and order, and they have it's a lot of that go on around. It's very common, and it's dangerous. That's a dangerous game to play. And like Shani said, it's tipping murder. It's like you want to try to kill somebody. That's not fair.
Yeah, absolutely. I thank you for chiming in on that. I'm gonna let the men take their show, but I'll probably chime back in if you have any more questions. Any more questions right now for Dominique while she's on? Is there any other questions? Or Dominique, do you have any questions for the guys?
Not right now. I'm gonna think of it and put it in the chat.
Okay, she's gonna put it in the chat. She's gonna let y'all continue and put it in the chat if she has any questions. But just some of the comments that they said, guys, just before you move on, I'm gonna just read some of the comments that they said as y'all was talking. Shani says, I've been in the Kingdom Hall a few times when you was talking about the Kingdom Hall. She said they ain't got this fellowship. I guess she was asking, like, the people that did that crime, they didn't get this fellowship when you said the guys.
So what they do is they will call a meeting, they will sit down at the table, and they will say, this lady got this. This lady said that you did this to her. And when they found that they would do it to her, they'll suspend her for 2 weeks and bring them back, or put them in another Kingdom Hall.
Wow.
So the case will be closed in this Kingdom Hall. He can never come back here. But it'll be put in the folder and put in the archive. Never go to the cops. Jehovah's Witness people, one thing you gotta know is that no matter what you do in the Kingdom Hall, murder, sexual crimes is gonna stay in house. That's one thing they don't do. They don't involve themselves with the other people. They call the people that's not worldly people, that don't support the Jehovah's Witness, they call them others. So that means they don't associate with them on any level. So the cops and all things, they're not gonna do that. They're gonna keep it in house and handle it in house, and they're gonna be like, well, God will have this day with this guy whenever they come for him to be judged. That's how they do it. But until that day, they're not the ones to judge you. They're like, we're not gonna judge you. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in the archives, put it in the books. We'll see you somewhere else. Maybe you don't do it over here, which is probably unlikely. 90% if you do it here, you're gonna do it there too. They put it away and he just moves back and forth.
Can I bounce off of that just for a minute? And I want to ask you guys a question on topic of that relating to Black men. Okay? Follow me. Now, with that being said, of you saying that when they do crimes, it's judged in house, right? They don't bring it to the justice system because you know how they do us. You know how they do us, people in general, but especially us. So guys individually, starting with AK, because I haven't heard a lot from him. Like, how do you feel about that system that they put in place? Maybe not everything about them, but you know how people say they take a little bit from each one. But that system of justice, guys, how do you feel about that system of justice? Okay, why?
You doing that then, what you doing outside? You know what I'm saying?
So what should be the justice for that?
Go to the authorities. That's how I it. You know what I'm saying? Let them take care of it. Don't hide it. Then somebody else could be. It could be your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else. Outside.
Okay. I want to just one thing is I want y'all to know the depth of what I want to, I want you to, not how I want you to answer it, but I want you to answer it for a reason like this. So now, you wouldn't take it in a circle of you guys. So if your boy killed somebody, you would be like, yo, you know what I mean? Because it's wrong. But, or would you say it's right? Because now it gets tricky. You the judge. That's your son in front of there or your cousin. They killed somebody and maybe they didn't do it now, but that's what they're accused of. But if they did it, even with that, they're accused of it, they're gonna get killed straight up. And do you think that's right? So now we're going into death penalty. Because some things people do involve you to be injected, electrocuted, all these foul things that the justice system that we turn our bodies and our people over to is totally fucked up, honestly. So when I talk about answering it, guys, not that I'm trying to, be extra, but I want it to be an idea of be careful what you say, because when you get that justice on your end or in the family circle, which is what I see that as being kind of partially like, okay, this is our people's. We could turn you over and then tear your ass up. But yeah, like I said, because jails and stuff. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Family, friends, outsiders. I'm adjust it among us first to see what the fuck is really going on. And if it's really fucking going on, then I'm gonna bring the government into it.
See, it's tricky because it's an accusation.
Yeah, I say that's why I'm amongst us first. I'm trying to get. I'm researching now. I'm researching. I'm getting. I said if it turned out to be for real,
but you'll never know. She's gonna say he did. He gonna say he did.
Yeah. So you don't.
This always gonna be. You don't have no tape.
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? You want to go to the Kingdom Hall, the head of the Kingdom Hall. Because there's a guy, I forgot what they call him, but you can talk to him.
Like the judge.
Yeah.
And the jury.
This is what happened. Now, mind you, the Kingdom Hall is up different now. They have the Kingdom Hall that's downtown Brooklyn where they have people there that they come in and they sit down at the round table and judge. They have everything. So they'll call this guy and ask him, what did she do? He's like, well, I put her in the pool and she made me assume that this happened, but it didn't happen. As a man that's been in their statue for a while, they may think, I don't know, maybe this girl, she's just saying it's the same as to protect him. You're not gonna just like in his career here, let's send him somewhere else just to keep the peace here. He ain't here, he can't molest her no more. You put this to the back burner and keep it moving. Now you go to like you said, exactly what she said. You go to the authorities, it's gonna be a whole different level of investigation. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing they don't want to get involved in. They don't want the if it happened thing. Because it is still if it happened because there's no proof. And so the whole industry is okay. Unless it's 100% true and they see it, they're not gonna take your word for it. They're gonna
that's why I was saying
they're gonna limit the problem. But then
take it to the government.
So they never. That's all speculation. So what I'm telling you, there's like hundreds of thousands of cases in the Jehovah's in the Kingdom Hall that this happened, and the archives is like 100,000 of cases. That's what they do. They don't. These people. That's what they do. They can molest these little girls all they want, and say I didn't do it. And the far it's gonna go is they get kicked out of the organization. But see, can you say that's right or wrong? You can't because you don't know proof that happened.
But see, eventually, I mean, they can keep it. But eventually, when that girl parents would pursue it, you know what I mean? And they go to authorities. But what I would do, my boy, listen, I didn't do it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you said you didn't do it. I don't know if you did it or not. What we're gonna do, because it's gonna come out. So what we're gonna do is get you a good attorney. You know what I mean? So you can be prepared. You know what I mean, to be defended if you didn't do it.
See, but that's the thing.
That's still bringing the government into it. But
If you're a true Jehovah's Witness,
You're not gonna do.
you're not. Even the
That's why
parents,
they say cult.
listen, the parents, as much as their daughters say they did it, that this will happen to them, they're gonna agree with the religion.
But see, we got that girl parents, they not Jehovah's Witness or whatever. And they listen. That's what they doing.
That's
They
the
don't
thing. It gotta be. So what I'm talking about is in house. So yeah.
So
Most people go to the Kingdom Hall and they're there for a while. They're Jehovah's. So the parents, they get the parents, is the mother, the whole family comes.
all the Jehovah's Witnesses in the world.
And you know what happened to the person that accused him of it? She got excluded. They released her from the Kingdom Hall because she came with the accusation against him. He goes to the Kingdom Hall, but she can't go to the Kingdom Hall no more. The Kingdom Hall she goes to, they see it as like somebody who like just like disgraced them. So she not even don't pay them out anymore.
all because she accused you.
Yeah, it's the wildest thing. But yeah, all because she accused this guy that's on a pedestal of doing something. He could have did it.
That's crazy. Because that's like, look at
It happened to many women. So right now there's a case going on about all these women that's coming forth and be like, this is what happened in the religion. And I told them all, and it's in the archives. So they got the FBI going inside the Jehovah's Witnesses trying to pull up the archives. And they're asking these guys, why aren't you ever report this? It's like thousands of cases. And the thing they say is that we keep it in, we keep everything out. That's what we do.
I think that's wrong. I think it's kind of like, in a way, I think it's wrong to even keep that. Like, why could you keep that? If a guy's like your daughter, my daughter, we in Jehovah's Witnesses, whatever religion, and our daughter come and say, well, Dad, this guy, molested me or whatever, he's in there or whatever. Me as a parent, I'm gonna do all I can to make sure that justice is served, right? And if they put me out, whatever the case may be, I mean, that's a religion that I don't need to be in, because guess what? She's telling you, that this guy did such and such and such to her. You're gonna put me out. You're gonna send him to another one, but put me out.
So you know the funny thing about you saying that? I've yet to see a parent that agreed with the kid. Yet, all these cases that they have, the parent never agreed with the kid. So then the Kingdom Hall was like, well, God will judge them when that day comes. Instead of them go out here and get judged by the corrupt system that we in now, God will judge them when their day comes. So you know what you did. So we're gonna send you here. So when the day comes when you be judged, let God judge you. Because the government can't judge you. We don't do it.
So let me ask you this: What if that child or whoever say, okay, God judging them, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. But now, guess what? Sure, right. This person, this got killed because they were, you didn't listen to what this child was saying to you when she told you this man molested her. It's a lot of different. It's a lot of different, things.
It's a touchy subject, but I'm sure it might happen. Sure.
But we can have say we do this and we do that until it really happened to us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you never know. You going to go to jail on this. You my man. Josh, I know you for 100. I know you for years. You come tell me like, yo, I know she was doing this. I don't believe you. You my man, 100 grand. I don't believe you. Over that girl.
Right, which goes into the next question, because y'all asking people questions, so now they coming. Now, you got a couple of questions here. I'm going to try to go through, it ain't even questions, but I'm going to just present, I'm going to ask the questions, but some of them I could just go through. Dominique says, Holden, nothing is wrong with partying on Sunday and going to church on Saturday. I mean, partying on Saturday goes and Sunday, and I'm going to show you how to always relate. She said, ain't nothing wrong with doing that, which is why y'all bouncing off religions and things of that nature, because we're going to go into religion versus spirituality, because your spirit is telling you something ain't right, but your religion tells you no, it's right. So hold on, I got Shani here. She's Shani saying my mother said it's big money in cancer, bouncing off the bat, cancer treatment, made her not trust the system. Hold on, the questions. All right. Okay. Dominique. Well, first Shani said something. She said, well, the ones I studied with said my prayers were not going to be answered because I was living with my boyfriend at the time, so I stopped studying with him. With them, they operate like a cult, and Dominique says, why is it hard, which is kind of what y'all saying too, which your boy said it, that's what happens. So she's asking, why is it hard for men to believe that women don't have sex or like don't have to have sex? Like, is it hard for y'all to believe that women don't have sex? And Shani just about back to the Jehovah thing because she got it up. Jehovah Witnesses also teach Jesus is the archangel Michael, which is not true. So she's just saying certain things. But Dominique asked a question about sex.
Y'all talk about this thing about I know women say what's the question?
Well, Dominique said, why is it hard for men to believe that women don't have sex or like they gotta have sex, whatever?
I mean, it's crazy. First of all, if you're a single person,
like celibate,
women choose not to have sex or whatever, that's perfectly fine. That's you. That's your body. That's who you are. You know what I mean? But if you're in a relationship and you say, okay, I love you, but I'm just not having sex, that's kind of selfish and it's kind of wrong. Because in any matter, if you want to bounce in any religion, and let's just go to the Bible or even go to the Quran, it states that as you're not supposed to deny your husband, your wife, sex, or your because you're your union. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to. It's different if you do something bad and got sleep on the couch at night. You ain't getting that because that's totally different thing. But like just to say, oh, I'm not having sex with my husband, I'm having sex with my wife. I'm just, I love it.
So yeah, so why is it so hard? Because out here today, everything that we do, everything that we see is based on sex. Everything, money, you see. So
into sex.
So all you see in a second, say a girl don't have sex. It's crazy. You probably one in a million, but just to say like, why is it so hard? Because it's all you see. That's what they like branded on TV today. When you walk down the street, you see like this, or they girls talking crazy to each other about whatever. It's hard to believe it because it's in your face. It's right there.
That's what's trending in the world.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's exactly trending.
It's visual. Visual is what's going on. So, yeah, so what I see is like, yeah, girls wearing nothing, half cut off pants, all they do is talking about sex. Yeah, that's why it's hard for men to believe it because that's what they talk about today. Everything they talk about today is about sex.
It's definitely hard to believe.
She said, even on the Disney Channel.
She's definitely hard to believe. Like, girl can come and say, I don't have sex. But she wearing, her chest is out. She wearing shorts up to here and always got a tongue sticking out in posts. Like, but you gonna tell me you don't have sex?
Yeah, so you gonna judge what you see.
You know, I had sex
No, on the Archangel Michael that Shrine was talking about. It's touchy because Jehovah's don't believe that. I don't know what I heard of it before. I heard the statement, but that's not what we believe. Totally not what we used to believe. Your witness believe. That's not what they believe. As far as like Jehovah's religion and Christian religion is real similar. It's not a big stray off from both. It's just that as far as the people that's in the world today, they feel that Jehovah's feel that God cast the devil down to the earth for a certain period of time. So the period of time, the devil is controlling the earth. So all the people, the bad stuff that's out here is all influenced by the devil. God has no control of what's going on. See, God told the devil, I'm gonna give you so and so years before I come down, which is I'm gonna take over back, my people back. So right now, what God is doing is giving us a test. He's testing how many people are gonna come to his side, and how many people are gonna take the devil's side. So he's like, yo, I don't even need to be on earth. This type of time, how positive God is. I don't even gotta be there. I can put you on earth, and they still will listen to me at the end of the day. So the devil, like, okay, you think so? Fine. He cast the devil down here, gave him a certain amount of time for him to do his dirt. So that when they say Armageddon is coming again, Armageddon is the day when God, like, devil, you had your time. Now it's my time to come back and take the people that leaving me back. And all the ones that do with you, I'm gonna get rid of them. So that's what they tell the day of Armageddon comes. So Jehovah's don't believe everybody's gonna die. And many people say the world's gonna end. Jehovah's don't believe that. Jehovah's believe that
at the end of the day, when Armageddon comes, the good's gonna walk the earth, and that is gonna be he's gonna perish all the people who do bad things in the earth. So there's always gonna be a paradise. He didn't invent the earth to die. He did not invent the earth to perish. So when it's after death, paradise is what Jehovah's Witnesses believe in. Everybody's not gonna die. That's what Jehovah's Witnesses believe in.
Well, I got a guy for y'all. How about that? We got Jamar in the building. They was talking about that topic because somebody asked the question, Jamar. Just FYI, is masculine man day, not Monday, darling. So it's y'all day, and you could say whatever you want to the fellas. They hear you. I mean, you could.
I just joined to see what's up, what's going on. What's up, y'all? What's up? How y'all doing? Y'all good?
Baby, what's going on? You got something for us?
Yeah, you got something for the men? Questions, comments? I mean, they talked about.
No, I don't have no question. I just joined to see what y'all talking
So
about.
you can
Really?
give them a little update. What you got to ask the brother? You know, anything as far as therapy, everything y'all went through.
If y'all got something to ask me, y'all have something to ask me? Sure.
Man, what you got to ask Jamar based on y'all topics of discussion?
Exactly.
Yeah. If people were tuning in earlier, I was telling people earlier I went to therapy, and you know, I go to therapy because
let me see. Let me get him closer to you. Let me get him closer to you so you can see him.
You know,
I want him to see you.
It's like what I got going on. It's issues that I got going on. So I went to therapy to handle my shit. But when I went to therapy, she would listen to me for like 30 minutes, just listening. And after everything was over, she would be like, "Yo, who are you?" That was her question to me. Who are you? And I'm like, I couldn't even answer that question. It's crazy to me. I know who I am, but I couldn't answer who I am. So she gave me all these things to pretty much like go home and think about it. And next session we're gonna find out see if you can find out who you are. But a lot of people today don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? You can have people. The average person will think, you know, I'm black, I'm this, I'm that. Nobody really know who they are unless they really sit down and think about it. People don't think about that today. You know what I'm saying? So my question to you is, if I had to ask you who you are, what would you say?
I would tell you who I'm all based on because I'm still learning who I'm all because it's still that I can learn through that because there's a lot of things I went through to learn what's good and what's not. Like me, when I went to prison, it took me a long time to know who I was and how I'm gonna get out of there. Because when I was in prison, it like took forever to get out of here. The image I was portraying, everybody just knew I was hard hitting. And I'm beating everybody up, not knowing I was scared. I was only hitting everybody because I didn't want to get beat up again. Because one time I got shanked up. People's chased me in a room with shanks. I had to close the door. I'm burning people's up because I'm scared.
All right.
But I'm saying, but I'm still learning. Once I got to find out who I am in there, that's to get out of jail. I had to humble myself.
Yeah, definitely. That definitely.
I had to humble myself. Now, when I did come home, I'm learning something new because it's different from there. Because I did my childhood in prison.
All right, so you
pretty much portraying images in there, but when I come out here, it's a whole different world. It's a different world from in there to out here. It's a real different world, and you get lost. And sometimes you still, when you come home, I had that childhood. Even though I'm a grown man, I still thought I was living in the past as my childhood. So actually, I'm really just becoming a man like 4 or 5 years ago.
You just figure out who you are. You probably still going through who you are thing.
Yeah, I'm still going through it. It's still things I have to go through to make it better. But if you be around like positive people that want change, you will change. Because most of the time, what I learned, we all followers. If we want to do good or bad, we still are followers. At the end of the day,
you're right.
If you want to do good or bad, whatever you want best for your life, you're gonna do it. You want some change, you're gonna do it. But right now, I know I know I'm a man and I'm a father now because I'm doing better with my baby.
That's good.
So that I do know about being a man, about a
Well,
father.
that's good. That's good.
Before I didn't know
Yeah,
no
see, that's
better.
good. Everybody, it's pretty much choices you make. Sometimes you make the right choice, sometimes you make the wrong choice. But then when you know that, after a while, you realize that, damn, I made the wrong choice, and your mindset changes. Everything changes. You know what I'm saying?
Everything changed, and you can still slip up if you don't think before you do it. Even though you doing positive, you can still have that one slip up. So you also got to be mindful, remind yourself every morning. So now, since the last 3 days, I get up and say, I'm gonna do something positive today. I'm gonna do something better. So you got to get up and think of that to do something good. Even though I love to dance, that's my biggest. That's how I stay out of trouble. Because I love to dance. That's my biggest high. But other things going out in these streets with different type of images and a lot of things, we don't know who we are. I learned we don't know who we are because we so let our mothers go to work and go to work. We let the streets raise us. Because our mothers and fathers, they gotta go to work to take care of us. For the kids. So now other men out there, now it's gotta be us to make sure the kids out here now these days do better. Because parents gotta go to work to take care of their kids.
Yeah, you're right.
To do all that. So that's what I'm working on now. To helping out the ones that don't have no
That's
help.
what I'm talking about, man. That was a good one. I like that, man. Yeah, my son got a question for you. Hold on 1 second.
All right, my name is AK. How you doing, man? How
I'm
do you
good.
feel about kids' education from back then to now?
I say back then to now I believe is a little better now, my opinion. To now.
What?
Because
Why
they
do you
got the
think it's better
internet.
now?
Because you got the internet and stuff right now, and if you look up something to give you a definition of everything, which when you was like I'm gonna give you an example of me when I used to be afraid to read in front of people when I was young. You know what I'm saying? But now the kids, you could have something that you could go on the internet and you could learn a lot of things with no problem without being feared. Now you could help someone else or won't be afraid no more. That's my opinion with that, because most of my friends was growing up, we was kind of dropping out of school, didn't care about school or none of that because we was into the streets. But you can learn more today, my opinion. You can learn more today with the internet and all
Do you
that.
feel as though college should be free instead of paid for?
Yeah, I believe so. It should be free
Why do you think
instead of
it should
paid
be
for.
free?
Because why I say it should be free? Because most people have a college education still broke and poor. So why they just got broke paying for all this, and with a good education and don't have nothing.
That's true. All right, well, next person. Let me think about it.
No, I got my shit down packed. So why do people define you in different ways?
Okay, why people find you in different ways? Because that's gonna be like that in life. But you gotta find your own self. You know who. Once you find out who you are, people's gonna know who you are because that's what you're gonna want to be, and that's who you're gonna portray yourself. You gotta just show them. They're gonna always find you a different way. But as the years go and as they see you all the time, and you're the same person, you don't gotta care about what no one think about. At the end of the day, you gotta take care of yourself and your family and your loved ones.
Right.
You shouldn't worry about how people think about you. But at the end of the day, they're going to know who you are. Sooner or later, they're going to know. You're going to always have somebody that's going to say something bad about you. But at the end of the day, they're going to know. You're going to be, if you're doing good, it's going to be more people know about you than you doing bad.
Exactly.
So you shouldn't even have to worry about that. You shouldn't even have to worry about that. It's your life you got to live. Right. Don't worry about that because that can get you caught up. It got me caught up one time. But you don't want to worry about that. You young. Just don't let that get to you.
Right.
What's up, bro? My son.
What's up?
I mean, we gonna go back to earlier. How do you feel about same sex raising a child?
That one, I can't really, I don't know about that one. I can't really tell you about that. I don't. If they doing good, because the way this world is, I don't know about that one. To say, I never really think that
Like,
like that.
do you agree with like it being okay? Like, basically, if two women want to adopt a baby or two men want to adopt a baby, but keep in mind, like we was talking about them, kids having their own. I believe kids should be able to identify themselves on their own without being persuaded by with two men raising them or two women raising them and thinking it's okay.
I don't think that I don't. In my opinion, I don't believe that's good. Even and I also don't believe one parent should just raise one.
Right.
Because it's like they might see a certain thing. Like for example, I'm gonna give you an example. One of my nieces, what I seen, my one of my nieces go with a girl, right?
Okay.
And now her baby end up liking girls.
Right.
Like you never gave her a choice to
Right. See,
get
that was my whole point. That's my whole point earlier.
You never gave her a choice to see how I go with men. She just think that's in the letter. I think they should wait till they get older and make their own choices. You never really gave them a choice. You letting her see all this stuff.
Right. So you wouldn't allow, like, if your I just say if you wouldn't allow basically like your daughter to have right, with your daughter, would you allow like the Dwayne Wade thing? Would you, if your son came to you and say, well, Pops, I think I'm having this female feelings and I want to be a female, I want to have a sex change, but mind you have the money and everything, but he wants you to pay for the surgery to have it done at 16?
No, I wouldn't do it. I would let him. I would tell him I don't agree with it. But whatever your choice is, when you get older, it's your choice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have the right. We all have the right once we get older. But as me being a parent, no, I won't agree with it. But I won't be mad at them when they choose that. Like I have a 28-year-old daughter married to a girl.
Okay.
But she's grown
right.
now. She's grown. That's something she chose. She did have a man. I got locked up. I left her out here. She had a white boyfriend. Fucked her. She ain't like the dick. So she ended up fucking with a girl.
Right. So yeah. So that's basically you thinking basically like our thing. Like just gotta let them. You tell them the right thing as a parent, but when they get older, just hope that they do the right thing. Or whatever. But they're gonna like I said. Kids are gonna be who they want, no matter what we tell them is who they want to be when they get older, but we just we gotta, tell them right, teach them right and hope that they do right, you know what I mean? And we can't.
And hope that, and we also gotta hope that whoever our kids around, because we do have to go to work, we got to pay rent, we got, you know what I'm saying? So we leave them out to the streets. They gotta grow up, so they see certain things they might see and learn on their own.
That's why we gotta put.
So
That's why we gotta keep these kids. We gotta keep them even when we go to work. Put them in some kind of activities to where they're surrounded by positivity and they can do positive things. So while we're at work and earning money, they're out doing whatever they're doing in classes or sports or whatever. So they won't be out in the street learning and being surrounded by all these kind of negative things that's going on, because like I said.
Yeah, but they also working on putting that back in. They gotta put this back out here like that. They working on that now. Because they stopped most of the activities. Some brothers out here still helping the kids with the football, but you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. They gotta need more activity. They closed a lot of activities down out here too, with recreations and stuff where we used to go. Even some of the parks is closed
And
down.
how about as parents, you create activities, have family nights, create activities for the kids to where they can, we can sit down and watch movies or we can go bowling, whatever, and do whatever to keep their mind positive. You know what I mean? Because like you said, if we release them out to the streets to do whatever, they're gonna do what they see out there, and think.
That's true. Well, that's true. We supposed to do that. We have to do that. We have to start doing that now before it get worse.
Right. The White House is going to be the point. The White House is going to be. What we're going to do is for the White House is we're going to have that outlet for the kids. We're going to have where, instead of kids hanging out and going in the streets on Friday night, how about Friday night you get your friends and come here, chill out, have your little games and play and listen to music in a safe environment where your parents know where you at and they allow you to do that. You know what I'm saying? That'd be cool for the kids.
That will be cool for the kids because most kids in life, if they could see, most kids want help, or if they could see change, they don't want. Most kids don't want to be bad or negative because some of us be forced into stuff most of the time. That will work though. That'd be something good. They'd take that. Most kids will take that.
That's what we're working on.
If we put it forth towards somebody got it
that's
like
what we're
that.
working on. So instead of you have the parents partying all night, we can have the kids come in after school from 5 to 8. Listen to music, dance, hang out with other kids, play games and stuff like that to keep them out the street because they close up a lot of stuff.
That'll work. That'll help them out a lot though. That really will help, and then they could communicate, and then they could learn to help each other out for the future and make it better.
Exactly.
That'll work.
They need that youth chef expression program.
Yeah, so we gonna definitely implement that. That's gonna be our next thing, man. I appreciate you chiming in and everything. I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, you got it.
All right, bro. You already know. I have to let them continue on so they can do what they do.
Yeah, that'll work because most kids in the Bradley Court, they be wanting to change. Some of them got jobs now because of me.
All right.
To do
I'm
better.
gonna let them continue on.
All right.
Text in if you got any questions before they end out.
I don't have no question. I just tuned in. I'm about to
thank you. I'm
wait
go.
for my.
Thank you for all the guys chiming in with you and stuff. I appreciate that.
All right. You too. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you. All right, guys. I'll let them continue.
So yeah, we about to end it off on serious, and we're gonna pray after this.
Yes, what happened was, I don't know if y'all heard, but they got this 24-year-old guy, quarterback from the Pittsburgh Steelers, 24 years old. His name is Dwayne Haskins. He got killed, hit by a car in Pittsburgh at the training facility. He was actually training. And he got killed. He got struck by a truck actually, and it killed him on impact. So, like to send everything out. Regards to his mother, his dad, and everybody. But the thing about Haskins was he was never aware of his surroundings. So he was jogging on Interstate 92 or 90. I mean, so you got a busy interstate. He was jogging in the middle of the street. like they posted just like avoid it. It's a weird thing, but you got a lot of these negative people, on the talk shows talking real negative about him, he should have been more aware of his surroundings. How you gonna jog on I-90? True. I mean, I-90 is real busy, so yeah, I kind of feel why he shouldn't have been nowhere near jogging on I-90. But that was his downfall because he was never aware of his surroundings. Something must have happened in college where something happened, and listen, end of the day, that man is gone. 24 years old, he's a kid. Yeah. So you know what? I got some things out for me.
I'll take a moment of silence, and then we're gonna be out in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll take a moment of silence.
Everybody in the world, just bow your heads, take a moment of silence for my man Hab, man.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad. I'd like to thank Shawnee. I'd like to thank everybody for chiming in today. It was a real deep discussion. Like I said before, at the end of the day, I want everybody to go home and well, you're home already. But I want everybody to think about who they are. So I need you to know who you are as a person. Don't let nobody tell you who you are. You define yourself. If people define you, you will always have a problem with that person. But if you know who you are, you would never have a problem with that person defining you because you know who you are. So, like I said before, that's pretty much what we're gonna do. Is the homework today is go home and just try to find out who you are as a person. It's not an overnight thing. It probably takes weeks, probably even months. But at least take the baby steps to figure it out. Because that's key in knowing where your life is going, where you headed, and everything. Knowing who you are is very important today in this society where you got, like I said, LGBT, whatever community. People don't know who they are. If that's who you are, that's who you are. But know who you are and own it. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? We
about to go upstairs and listen to some motherfucking music, drink the rest of this Henny, wine, and everything. And I want to take us out on this note on what I said earlier. Like I said, Steve Harvey said, stop telling motherfuckers your dream if they not gonna see them.
Listen closely. That's what he said. If you get, don't tell niggas about your dream if you ain't gonna pursue to do what you say you're gonna do.
Got my born and grind right here, Highs. DJ Fresh, aka Josh. Got my boy Danger, AK.
That's Don.
Danger, AK.
Trying to tell you, my nigga Sean on Salute. Brothers be in the building. Man, we about to go turn the fuck up, and we'll see y'all in a minute.
Yeah, next Monday.
Like I said, them kids need that youth self-expression program. So please
keep a lookout. Like I said before, we're gonna have a 5 to 9, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 sessions. And you bring your kids, they come here, and they never experience the White House. They're gonna be totally shocked. So my babe, do it up. They're gonna be able to eat food, drinks, have a good time. Just kids. Do kid stuff here. My babe got toys for days. The kid probably won't want to go home if you bring them here. So bring them here and have them enjoy the ambiance. Friday night, instead of you going out partying at 12, maybe you can't still party at 12, but bring your kid here at 5 to 9. Let them enjoy, tire themselves out, and then maybe you come back to the White House at 12 o'clock at night and we decide to open it now. All right, so love y'all. Peace out. Don't forget, use self-expression. Use it. This is White House shit. Peace.